Okay, with that being said, now let's start creating images and going through the different functionalities available in Midjourney. So as always, I'll always start by typing /imagine. I enter a space and then this would pop up on the top and I press enter. Now I can write essentially anything that I want to create. So let's say a family in a Jurassic Park. Something very fantasizing and wild. Let's see what the algorithm creates for us. Now our image is ready, and as you can see, I specifically asked to create a family in a Jurassic Park. So it did a pretty good job that you can see a family in all the images, and then you see Jurassic Park, hints of them being in a Jurassic Park in different ways. Here you see a background of forest which could be from a Jurassic Park. Here you see a dinosaur in the background. Here they're taking a photo next to a skeleton of a dinosaur, and here too you can see a dinosaur at the back, although they look too happy for someone who has dinosaur on their backs. The next thing I want to cover is these 9 buttons that are available here. So you see from U1 to U4, V1 to V4, and then the redo button. So essentially what Midjourney does is every time you send it a prompt, it creates 4 versions of the same prompt, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it labels the images in a certain specific way that we need to understand. So the first image on the left top is the first one. The second image on the right top is called U2. The third image on the left bottom is U3. And the fourth image on the right bottom is U4. What these U1 to U4 buttons allow you to do is to upscale an image or increase its size by adding, and at the same time while it increases the size, it adds a bit more details and description to the image. So for instance, if I click U1, it's going to increase the size of U1, and version 4 does this instantly right away. So you see your U1 image has been upsized. Now V1 to V4, what these buttons will do are they will create versions of the same images on the grid using the same prompt. So if I click on V1, so because I have the remix mode on, it's asking me if I want to update my prompt before I send it again, which I don't. So I'll just submit the same prompt and it will update it for me. Now let's try with V3. So now what I expect to happen is that in each case of V1 and V3, it will create 4 different versions of the same prompt in both cases. So now you see it's running both the jobs where it's trying to create more versions of that image. So keep in mind, when I did V1, it's creating 4 different versions of the first image. And when I did V3, it's creating 4 different versions of this image on the left bottom corner of the image. So it's using that specific image and creating more versions of it. So this is handy and useful in cases where I say that, okay, I like U1, but I don't really like it. I want a few more changes in it. So you can click on V1 and it will create more versions of it so that you can get a better diversity of the images in the same prompt. So you see here, this is from V1. I clicked on V1, so it's creating versions of the first image, and here it added small changes to the same image. The person has changed here. This is a guy, this is a woman, and here it's a kid. The dinosaur tail is there, it's not here, it's moving too fast here, and it's completely disappeared in the fog. Here it added a small dinosaur head as well. In a similar way, V3, it changed versions of the third image, and you can see small variations in terms of the hair of this boy and the hair of this girl In the background, there are two trees here, they disappeared here. This guy is wearing glasses here, but not here. So it's creating small slight variations of the same image. The last button that we cover here is the redo button, and what it will do is that it will essentially just create a new grid of the same prompt. So essentially it's running this prompt again. This is the exact re-rolling of family in a Jurassic Park prompt. So it's re-rolling the exact same prompt all over again. So this is the re-rolled image and it's ready. So now you see what the algorithm did was it created 4 more images using the same prompt. So this is how these 9 buttons can be very helpful for you. The first 4 allows you to upscale an image and add more details in it while it is being upscaled. The re-roll button allows you to run the same prompt again with a click of a button, and V1 to V4 allows you to make more variations of that specific image that you have chosen.